I feel like right away you hate him because he has got the shield.
Right.
And you're like,
Trying
that's
to get
Sam's
past
shield. He
himself.
can't have that shield. That's not his shield. That's Sam's shield. Captain America gave that shield to Sam. And he can't have it. That's like my initial reaction no matter what. All right, guys, welcome back to the late night level up nerd news. This weekend we got some reviews for you. We're gonna just talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier today first. We're on episode 2.
Episode 2.
Got a little bit more going this week. I felt like the first week was good, but it was definitely like felt like all right, we're gonna set everything up so you know what we're dealing with, and
Yeah.
then we'll do shit for the rest of these episodes.
Yeah, you got to bring them together, and that was the
Yeah.
thing. Like the whole first episode, we didn't get Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We got Falcon
Right.
or so.
Right. Yeah, we learned a little bit more about the new Captain America this week. We learned a lot more about him actually.
Yeah.
Not
Uh,
necessarily anything that makes you like him more.
yeah. No, like I don't think he's not winning on any fronts at the
Mm-mm.
moment, and like, they're just kind of riding him into that corner where it's like we don't want you to hate him,
Yeah.
but we don't want you to like him either.
Right. It's kind of a weird feeling, I guess, because I feel like right away you hate him because he has got the shield.
Right.
And you're like,
Trying
that's
to get
Sam's
past
shield. He
himself.
can't have that shield. That's not his shield. That's Sam's shield. Captain America gave that shield to Sam. And he can't have it. That's like my initial reaction, no matter what.
I just you and Bucky are on the same page, man.
Yeah.
So I want them to have like an offset of like Bucky just like freelance, no script. Tell
yeah.
Sam off
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
shield.
Yeah.
Just
He
put
was
it in there.
pissed, man, because they had made it clear that they hadn't been speaking to each other, and had Sam had been reaching out, and Bucky was just in his world, dealing with all this stuff. He's going through some shit. But yeah, that was like, uh-uh.
Really? Like before
Yeah.
even doing that,
I
you
got to go talk to Sam right now about this.
you messed up.
He
You
did
messed
mess
up.
up, man.
He's like, I'm
It's
coming with you. No, you're not.
yeah. Yeah, and then
Like,
so he follows them on the mission.
mhm.
Um
Which is strange to me, like how he's like, being all stealthy. I was just like, I mean, he was like a Hydra like assassin for like years,
yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like they kind of downplayed Bucky's tactical like operations and whatnot in that scene just a little bit. They just
Yeah, like I like making it seem like they were surprised that he was able to sneak around the way he was.
yeah, and he's like, oh,
Yeah.
there's two guys. He's like, well, there's actually four of them, or 8 or whatever it ended
Right,
up
right.
being in
Yeah,
the end.
yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And it seemed like
Yeah.
I feel like the Winter Soldier would have like already been had that scoped out and whatnot. But hey,
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because obviously, yeah, he was like a legend.
yeah,
Even Black Widow was like they didn't even know what to call him really. They knew of him from like the type of rifle he even used, like he was like that much of a legend. So
so,
yeah, that's true.
this is really good downplay, just a little bit. Like yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then I don't. How did you feel about the fight with the Super
I
Soldier?
had that in my notes because I was a little pissed because I'm like,
All
hold
right,
on a
I'm
second.
just speaking
I was like,
shit.
hold on a second, because
I
I'm like,
didn't want to be the only
these
one.
these guys were on the front lines fighting Thanos's army. They don't need backup from fake Captain America and fake
Okay,
Falcon. I was like, that's bullshit.
discount. Like,
Yeah, because I'm
oh
like,
man.
listen, no matter how much training and battle experience they've had, that's been against normal dudes. Like
Hmm.
these, Bucky and Sam have been in the trenches fighting, and they're both. Well, I guess Bucky has like some super soldier serum stuff, so
He
but
Bucky
Falcon's
with
like a
that.
normal dude with wings, so
Yeah,
like you gotta give him his props because
he
he's
be
like
hanging in
Hawkeye
there.
in the sense that he's
Yeah.
like he's been standing toe to toe and getting through these battles and stuff like that.
So
Yeah,
like that was the thing. Like, and
I
like
didn't like that.
I don't know. I feel like Bucky should have three people.
Yeah,
Kids, it kind of feels like because they all
right.
really really young.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
um, And on top of the super soldier serum, he has the metal arm, the
The
vibranium arm.
Wakanda
Yeah,
vibranium joint. Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's got
yeah,
to count for something.
yeah.
Like, even Captain America was having difficulty dealing with Bucky the first time, like they fought on.
Right. And just yeah, and just even the battle experience. He's at this point 100 years old, and like what 80 years of that are in combat.
Exactly. It's like,
These kids just got some super soldier serum, and they know how
yeah,
to fight. They can
doing
outfight. Yeah, that's
things.
crazy. I was pissed. I was a little pissed
Yeah,
about that. I
no.
was like,
And then
I
when he
think,
commented on it, I was just like, "Oh,
yeah,
slap him with the metal hand,
yeah, yeah, like hard with the metal
like,
hand. Like I want to see a tooth come out.
yeah.
Yeah, give him the
just,
back of that joint too.
just bah.
Bah.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
I
he's
was
like, yeah, no,
pissed.
you guys are getting your ass kicked until I showed up.
Oh man, yeah. I was like, okay, they don't want us to like these guys. Got it.
Yeah,
Understood.
yeah. No.
Yeah. I was like, if your plan was to try to get us to be on board with this team, you fucked up
You don't say that right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like we've been riding with these guys for a long time now. So we're gonna be on Team Sam and Bucky. We're not gonna these guys are brand new.
No.
And it, like I said, I feel like they tried to like they kind of did a good job at first because literally last week when they like announced them, I was like, I hate them. I didn't even know him yet. I didn't know him yet. I was just
He
like, I hate
looked
him. He's
like
got the
just the
shield.
way he looked in the
Yeah,
costume. I was just like,
that's definitely a hard helmet to pull off because even at first, like I think over time they got the right shape and they made it fit Chris Evans
yeah,
properly enough to where it didn't look silly. But like
yo,
well, at first
it's
he looked
all
weird in that
nose,
joint
man.
too.
It's
Yeah, all
all
nose.
nose.
Yep, you gotta have the right nose
You
for
gotta have
sure.
the right nose.
Yeah. Yeah, and and jawline, everything. Yeah, there's some specifics you gotta have for sure.
There's people,
But
there's a
yeah, and then
punchable nose out there, and he has that bridge. So you
he kind of
just
looks like a Muppet in there.
right.
Yeah, he looks like a
Yeah.
Muppet in there, like if they made a Muppet of Captain America, like that's what it would look like, kind of. I like that actor. He's been in some stuff he's a good actor. He's good at being somebody that you don't like.
Yeah.
So they picked a good one for that. Uh, yeah, and they kind of at the beginning of the episode they kind of did a decent job of like when they're like going through him in the locker room and they were like
Yeah.
telling some of his previous story and I'm like okay I guess I can kind of see why they picked him and then even I did the one thing I did kind of like was when they were like have you ever jumped on a grenade and he's like yeah as a matter of fact I've jumped on three he's like I'll do this little thing with my helmet he's kind of on a grenade I was like oh shit all right so he is kind of a Steve I guess but he's also not though he's never going to be a Steve it's tough because I don't like them for sure, but I do get what they're trying to do with the
No,
show where they're like imagine what it's like to step into that role. But then at the same time, I think that also makes it more frustrating about Sam because you're like, well, we accepted Sam already, so why the
yeah.
fuck didn't he just take the shield? Damn it,
What
Sam.
are you doing?
Yeah.
I had a question, Marvel wise.
Hmm.
I thought Captain America could throw the shield and rebound it because of his superhuman quality.
Yeah.
That allowed him to like do like predictions and all the other stuff about where the thing was gonna bounce and how it was gonna hit.
Yeah.
Should a regular human be able to do that? Because when he threw the shield and it like came back to him, I was like, I
He
wasn't
has
sure.
to have some super soldier serum in him though. He has to. Because and they haven't really addressed it yet. I feel like, but
Mhm.
there's no way that they could go toe to toe with those other people if like they can't be. He can't be that fucking good. There's no way that
But
good
that's
of
what they
fighting.
said. They said he's just like that. He's like a top notch
He's got
normal
to have
dude.
some super soldier serum in him. He's got to. I think
Yeah.
maybe they're just trying to like downplay it.
So, but he doesn't have super strength, is what he said. Like it was in the interview.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm curious to see what they're because I initially when they showed the flag smashers in the first episode,
Mhm.
it seemed like there was only one super powered one. I
And now
thought,
there's a lot.
and now they all are. So honestly, I my prediction was that um he was that flag smasher,
Mm,
and it was doing the doing a thing where they're gonna be like, oh, we need a new Captain America because these guys are fucking shit up, and we need somebody that can stand up to him. So that's what I thought. But yeah, I don't think that's obviously not the case
yeah.
now. I
Not
think
with
that's pretty much out the window. But I
8
do
of
think
them
he's
rolling
got
around.
super soldier serum in him. Him and
His little
Battlestar have
sidekick.
to. They have to
Yeah.
have some version of. And I know that they're um from what I know, they're planning to make this kind of the introduction also to the Weapons Plus program.
Mm,
Like this be part of that lineage, which is what eventually led to Wolverine.
okay.
And then in Captain America, like he was always Weapon X, and everyone for a long time, and they make shit up as they go. So for a long time, we just X-Men, Weapon
Yeah.
X, like that's what they called it, and it was the Weapon X program and stuff. And then eventually, someone came along and decided that that actually meant like Weapon 10, and that Captain America was technically like Weapon 0 or Weapon 1 or whatever it was. And then since then, they've been trying to
Create the
recreate a super soldier serum that would make somebody like Captain America. And they
which
just
apparently they have been successful many
but this
times
one
over.
seems like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
the
so
same. They gave but they lost the formula when that day,
yeah.
remember, because it got fucked up. And then they've been trying to replicate it all that time. And they gave a version of it to Emil Blonsky in the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk movie, and that was
Hmm.
what made him into the Abomination. And so they must have gotten something figured out, because at least these guys aren't turning into big Hulk monsters anymore.
They're not. So like just to go through my Marvel timeline, right? So like Bucky pretty much got the same thing that Steve got,
He had to have gotten it, yeah, from I guess like the Russian version.
right?
Yeah.
So any variations after that, right? Because like we got the kids, we just know that they're strong at the moment.
Hmm.
We met a new character, Isaiah, I believe.
Yeah, I was so excited to see they introduced him. I don't want to give away too much of his story, even though it's just, obviously we're doing spoilers on this thing, but
Mm.
only because I know a lot of people in the audience probably aren't familiar with that storyline. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a lot more about him. But yeah, that was sick. Isaiah Bradley.
So
Um,
he's out there, but he's old,
yeah, he was from like the 50s, like
right?
not long after Captain America went into the ice. That was
Mm.
when they made Isaiah Bradley.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm now gonna go back to my confusion. Captain America was iced and frozen, pretty
Hmm.
much, right? He
Yep.
came back young. Bucky was active during those times. Do they just keep refreezing him after
They did
missions?
that was what they said in the movies, was that they froze him. Yeah.
Okay, all
They were
right.
freezing
So
him, I guess they would freeze him like for a while to like keep him, so they could keep him active. Yeah.
cool. All right, everything now was like explained because I was curious of whether or not the new
How
super
Isaiah
soldier,
got old.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
in
It
the
is kind
same
of
time
weird.
span.
I had the same thought, even though I kind of know what I know. I was like, well, hold on a second. I was like, why is Isaiah older? He came after these guys.
Yeah.
I was like, they gave him the whack shit. They gave him the watered down shit. But yeah, yeah. I guess it was just the ice thing. So somebody should have told Isaiah about some ice.
Yeah,
They did him dirty.
just
They had him there, like, nah, man, you just go to Baltimore and hide out.
Maryland. Yeah, I don't know if you were excited to see
I
to
was
catch
pumped. I
that.
was pumped at first. I get excited because I feel like Maryland don't get any love. And then yeah, but then of course
And
the
then the cops, yeah,
the cops rolled up, and I was like, yeah, god dang it, that is
yeah,
Maryland though too.
they're
Son of a bitch. I was like, they
trying a
profiled
certain
Sam
social
right off
group
the
out
top.
there,
Yeah.
like a for just like first episode, we're dealing with broke Falcon and
Hmm.
can't get a loan Falcon, and now we're in here and the Falcon's getting approached by the cops
Dude.
when they want to arrest the other guy next to him,
Yeah.
which is
Oh, and that was a pretty cool juxtaposition, though, I thought, in a way. And it's good. I think it's good for the shows like this that have so much viewership to
Mhm.
touch on issues like that are real, and things that are obviously a whole community is going through in the world. Like that was kind of cool. And then I, in a way, it was almost like it was like, all right, we're gonna hit y'all with some serious shit, like because the
Real-
show's like
Yeah.
you're kind of reeling already from, obviously Isaiah's like got a lot of pain
Mhm.
and didn't want to see Bucky for sure. Had they had their run in before too. He's like, I was wondering if you got that arm back. I was like, damn, you tore half that shit off, boy. And then yeah, they go outside and they roll up on Sam and then of course you're like, oh wow, this is fucked up. And then they're like,
Thought it
oh,
was
but we
like,
actually we have a warrant for you though,
yeah.
and took Bucky's ass in. And all I could think was, because I've been to Central Booking in Baltimore, that's not tight. I was like, oh yeah, that even if you are the White Wolf, you going in there, man. You better be ready to rumble. Yeah, so that was pretty crazy. I was like, of course, of all the Maryland things that could happen, they show the cops doing some cruddy shit and then take Bucky to jail.
Right. Which brings us to our next Captain America scene.
Yeah,
Um,
he
I
comes and
guess
throws his weight around a little bit.
before with the psychiatrist, I forgot
Oh
what
yeah, yeah.
that scene felt a little forced.
Yeah, I wasn't into that. And they showed that in the trailer too, so I was
Yeah.
kind of like, all right, here's this part. We're like
Uh,
stare at each other. And I hate the forced conflict stuff. I've never been a big fan of that. These guys have been through a lot together. And when the last time we saw them, they seemed like, yeah, obviously they had played that thing up with them
mhm.
all, in Civil War, and they're like, I hate you, and it was funny. It was like more for laughs. I feel like
Yeah.
it was good. And then almost kind of like, new best friend, old best friend, kind of like don't fuck with each other. I was like, I get that, that's funny.
Yeah.
But then it was like at the end, obviously there's some conversations that happened, and Steve obviously had some kind of conversation. I'm curious to see if we're going to see any of that with Bucky about giving the shield to Sam. We don't know if he initially was told Bucky he wanted it, and maybe
Yeah.
Bucky was like, I don't think I should be the one, I think Sam should be the one, or
The
something.
conversation in there.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seemed like there was some kind of conversation, but like obviously thought enough of Sam for that shield to go to him.
Mm.
They were close enough at that point to have a relationship like that. They were standing together when at Tony's funeral,
Yeah.
like so yeah, it was like, damn, so why don't they like each other again now? And then yeah.
Yeah. Is this the Sam's line there is like, like, oh, maybe you and Steve never understand that I'm just trying to do the right thing. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
hmm? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I
Like,
mean, I
explain
don't.
that later.
Yeah, I guess I don't I can definitely understand like the stress of him trying to be like, I'm Falcon, like you're telling me be Captain America now, like
He's
Captain
Black Falcon.
that. Yeah, 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 Black Falcon. That was funny. He's like, did they call you Black Kid? Yeah, that was fucked up. But yeah, yeah. So I mean, I guess I could see that's some pressure. He's going from like he's one of the guys, that
Mhm.
is going to be there in the fight to, okay, now you're asking me to step up and be like, when shit hit the fan, it was Cap, Iron Man, and Thor. You're asking me to be that one of those three type of
Yeah.
guys or whatever. That's a big jump. So I guess I can understand. You got the whole country looking at you and stuff. I still don't understand him giving away the damn shield though. He should have
No.
held on to that shit.
Just wait.
Why can't they put a
Get ready.
replica in the Smith? That's what me and Aaron were talking about. Put
Just
a
put like,
fucking replica in there, dog. What are you doing? Like you can't. That's a free museum. Like anybody. Like I could have walked up in there and stole that shit if I wanted
mm,
to. Probably.
yeah.
They don't have like
For
they don't have
sure.
like military armed guards in the Smithsonian making sure people don't
It's-
steal shit. It's just like
I'd
DC
be surprised
cops.
if they actually made it there. They're just like,
Yeah.
oh, he gave it up, man. We're doing this now.
Yeah.
They didn't even talk about like the time it took between turning it in and then it
Right.
happened that
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
It could have been a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
But yeah, on that set, then they come out and we have our next conversation with New Cap.
Yeah.
And he says some stuff that I thought we were just gonna have to throw hands on, like
Right.
right then and there. He was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, if you're not gonna join me, stay the frick out of my
Stay out
way.
of my way. Yeah.
Stay out of my way. And I was just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I was like,
They're, they're
I've
supposed to be like, you stay out of our way.
yeah, like we're free. And Sam tried to be peaceful about it. He was like,
Yeah.
we're free agents. You guys have a lot to respond for. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And then he came with something disrespectful. And I was just like, man, just take the shield back. Like, just do it. Just take
Yeah.
it
It's
back.
right
Right.
there.
It's
Just
right
yank it off
there.
his back.
He can't stop you. What's he gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been on the and then they were like, last time we stole something, like we were on the run for 2 years. I was just
Yeah.
like,
It's not his though, damn it. And like, and then like, I guess the other thing that's frustrating is like, so if he gave it to the Smithsonian, how is it the government's
government's
property?
property.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, they should absolutely just take it. I mean, we see in the trailers that he's using it again later. So obviously it does get it back at some point. I'm curious to see how that comes about.
I not sure who does it, but I know that there are fake trailers. So like,
That's true.
because that scene looked like the same scene they used where they put him in it and he was throwing the
When
shield.
he was throwing the shield.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there were
it
some
looks
other
similar.
ones. But yeah, that's true. Marvel does do that though. You're right about that. You
So
are right about that. Yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll have to wait and find out. I mean, there's only 6 episodes, so it's kind of cool. Like they're actually doing them a little bit longer
yeah,
than just like 20, 30 minutes, like a lot of the other shows that Disney Plus has done so far. I mean that was pretty much
that's
it.
it. That was in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, that was So
Um,
I,
yeah, we'll
I'm
see where they
I'm
pop up
hooked.
next week.
I'm hooked into it still,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I really hope we fight that guy. Like I don't
Yeah.
care on what circumstance or whatnot. I need there to be a hierarchy, and he needs to understand that there's the dirt, the worms in the dirt, and
Yeah.
then there's him.
Yeah. It's like Muppet Captain America, Falcon, Captain America. Yeah.
uh,
I'm curious too. They did a story arc and people were pissed not too long ago where Captain America turned out was like part of Hydra like all along, and everyone was like, "Fuck no, what are you talking about?" Like it got like I didn't even read it because I was like, "What? That's stupid."
yeah.
And I knew it was gonna be one of those things where they somebody's gonna travel back in time and just fix it or something. And I was like, I don't even know how it got tied up,
I
but
don't, yeah.
eventually they like undid it again, or
Mhm.
it might have been a scroll, or I don't know what it was, but I'm curious to see if they're going to, because they're not dumb, like they know the emotions that they're creating in us with this Captain America,
Yeah.
because even in the comics that version is called US Agent. He's not even called Captain America. So I'm like, they're definitely trying to piss us off. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like they're
Yeah.
poking us. They're like, no, he,
Like, yeah,
because we're
yeah.
all like, oh, okay, like they're gonna do this.
Now
They're
he's
like,
gonna
yeah, I
be
don't
in the
really
next
like him.
movie.
They're like, all right,
Like
cool.
you're gonna
He's
have to
gonna
get
be
used to
U.S.
him and whatnot.
agent,
Like what?
and then they come out and they're like Captain America, and I'm like, no, 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 he's not Captain America. Don't say that.
Don't
Don't say
start
that
that.
words. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm curious to see if they're gonna try to do that with him and have it
Yeah.
where he turns out being like a Hydra agent or something like that, so that everyone can be like, yeah, okay, we didn't
Yeah.
like him for a reason. Fuck
And
that
now we
guy
can
up.
fight him. Fight him. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Take that
No.
damn shield from
And
him.
then
Yeah.
we're headed to Zemo.
Yeah, dude. I'm
Yeah.
so excited
That's
about Zemo. Purple. I know at some point in this he has the purple skull cap ski mask thing that he always wears in the comics. So I'm pumped for that. Because we didn't really get to see that in Civil War. He was like
yeah.
he just kind of masterminded some serious shit. Um, yeah, he's a big player in the Captain America Rogues Gallery. So
Mm.
that's an exciting addition to the show. I'm excited to see what happens with that, and they're gonna do some kind of like Hannibal Lecter situation where they're trying to plug him for information, and then he somehow escapes. Like, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what
So,
happens with
yeah.
him.
His mind is back though, right? Like we ain't got to worry about no box fought, no freight train like box car or anything
Man, I
now, do
wouldn't
we?
go in there. I would if I was Sam. I would be like, bro, just let's get a little earpiece and like you just tell me what you need me to ask this cat because hell no, like
uh,
you are a handful when you're on your shit. Like we don't need no more of that.
oh yeah,
We talking Black Panther, Iron Man, Black Widow, Sharon Carter, like
nobody.
nobody could stop you when you came up in there last time, and just you were chill for a little bit, and he hit you with them words, and you just busted up out of there. Like, we don't. Sam was there too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, don't, no, dog. Like, we're not, and no Zemo shit. You stay up out of there. Put you some earplugs in and get your
Yo,
little.
how did
Yeah, I don't
Bucky
know.
get pardoned? Didn't he kill
Yeah,
3 people in that escape? Anyway,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, he did help save the world, I guess. So they gotta give him his flowers.
that's a fluffy bed. It's
Yeah,
instead
for
of a
sure.
prison bed
Yeah,
locked up. You get to pick what you want to eat.
right, right. Yeah, he got the club fed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so definitely moving on a good pace. It's a, they're that's Marvel. Marvel always coming with the heat. For the most part, I'm really digging this. This was the one I was the most looking forward to of all the shows that they have announced so far.
Mm.
Just got like this ground level action type stuff. I mean, I think I have a lot of favorites for the Marvel universe, but movie wise, but that second Captain America movie with Winter Soldier, I think still holds up as probably the best one that they've done.
Mm.
So I was expecting it to be in that vein, and I feel like so far it pretty much has been,
Yeah. It feels like I'm
but
watching a movie in parts. So
espionage, action, some fights. Yeah, I'm digging
it's
it.
in there. All
Hell
right.
yeah. So tune in, guys. If you aren't watching, make sure you get on Disney Plus, and there are 2 episodes in. So maybe wait till next week, and that way you can watch 3 at a time if you're not already watching.
Let's get the whole movie in 1 hour and 50
Yeah,
minutes, kind of.
bang it out. You're halfway through too.
A
Bet.